Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, who the world any calls God, and Yahweh Shah, who the world any calls Jesus Christ. Brother Judah Maya coming with a quick exhortation and verse of the day through the Spirit, right? And we're going to jump right into it through the Spirit, right? Psalm 141 is a beautiful psalm to kind of go into and read through the Spirit. But we're going to go to Psalm 141 and we start at 3 before it's the point. Right, so we're gonna get right into it through the Spirit. Right, it says, "Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips." Right, so and it's a beautiful prayer that we all should be asking and praying for, man. Right, to set a door at our lips, meaning to basically, Lord willing, the Lord could have us to speak righteous things, man. Right. Hey, we don't want to be, because, when you go to the book of through the Spirit, we can get it real quick, right? I'll just go right to it, right? Book of James, chapter 3, right? And verse number 1 on down, right? But I want to get right to the point about the mouth, man, and the tongue and the things that it can do. So, James chapter 3 and verse number 4, right? "Behold, also the ships, which though they be great and are driven of fierce winds, yet they are turned about with a very small helm," meaning a wheel, "wheresoever the governor listed. Even so the tongue is a little member, and boasted great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth," right? Because the tongue and your mouth and your words can have a huge effect on everything, right? Whether it's you with your wife or you and your husband or even to your children, speaking to people in general, man, right? The mouth can do a lot of damage, man. What they say, it's supposed to be sticks and stones stick and stones may break my bones, but words never hurt. Well, that's not true, because words can stir up wrath, man, envy, jealousy, hatred, right? Words can do a lot to people, man, right? You may be drunk, Lord forbid, but, and certain things may be said, or mad, super mad, and you say something that you kind of didn't want to say. Hey, you can't take those words back. And once you say them, you can't take it back, man. All right. Verse 6, it says, "And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body." Why is that? Because of the things that you can say. It's not because the tongue is just defiling our body because we have one. It's just the words and the things that we can use and say with it. It could be for good or for bad. That's why the Lord said evil communication corrupted good manners, right? But it says that it defileth the whole body and set it on fire, the course of nature, and is set on fire of hell, right? So, through the Spirit, just going back to that in Psalm 141, right? Through the Spirit. All right, so that's why the Lord's saying, hey, basically, we're going to read it again. All right, it says, "Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips." Right, so we want to have temperance and control over those things that we say, and don't let our feelings and emotions and those and our actions lead to saying things that we don't want to say. Right. But verse 4, it says, "Incline not my heart," my mind, might mean your mind, "to an evil thing." All right. Let me read that one more time. "Incline not my heart to an evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity." Right. It says, "And let me not eat of their dainties." Right. So through the Spirit, the Lord David is asking the Lord to set and keep watch, through the Spirit of his lips and his mouth, the things that he's doing, right? Verse 4 is the main part that I want to kind of touch on, right? It says, "Incline not my heart to an evil thing." And that's what we all should be praying and asking for the Lord to not incline our mind to evil things of this world that has no benefit to us, right? Whether it's a certain spirit you're dealing with, pride, anger, lust, all these different things, you got to ask the Lord to not incline our minds and to literally do evil things, man. Things that's not convenient to do. It was not expedient, right? It says to practice wicked works, right? So what could be wicked works that you can practice, right? It could be even slothfulness. It could be, anything that's kind of taking your mind away from righteousness, right? From the Lord, right? You may, want to play the game all day, or you know, whatever is taking your mind away from righteousness and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Those are things that we want to ask the Lord to take us away from, man. That we, now it's no sin to have, defraud yourself not of a good day, like it says in the book of Sirach, but you can you don't want to use the precepts and be crafty. Like you're saying, you playing the game for 7 days straight. Talking about the Lord said, defraud thyself not a good day. Well, brother, you going off, brother, because, brother, you got to work. You got to feed your family. You got things to do, reading, studying, praying, right? Fasting, You don't want to just say, yeah, this is me not defrauding myself of a good day, playing the game for 24, a 77-day marathon, right? But nevertheless, want to just stick with the precepts and what it says, incline not my heart to do an evil thing. It could be anything that's not righteous, man. To practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, right? Lord forbid we practicing wicked works with men that do iniquity. People in the world and, damn, smoking, smoking and having sessions with brothers in the world. Or it could be anything. Whatever's not righteous, man, right? We could give 1,000 examples, but the main point of it is we want to ask the Lord to not, let us practice these wicked works with men that do iniquity, and let me not eat of their dainties, right? Of their works, of the things that they do, man, right? We want to, move in righteousness, right? We want to move through the Spirit, especially us being spiritual men, right? Who keeps the law, statutes, and commandments, right? So, this is a quick exhortation through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, just going into us keeping a watch over our mouth and the things that we say and do, and that all follows in with what not giving heed to these seducing spirits, right? With men that work iniquity, right? It may be, whatever the case may be, man. We need to be the ones that's walking in righteousness and with that light, man. All right. Because, at the end all be all, man, let me get this precept. All right, Second Thessalonians. It's like a Second Chronicles. All right, it's like it. We're going to get first. We're going to get first. Second Thessalonians, Second Chronicles 5 and verse 10 on down, right? So it says, because all these things that we do, we're gonna have to give a judgment for, right? Can't hide something under the rugs, because you by yourself and you doing wickedness, and then you come around brothers and now you righteous. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you dapping brothers up, man, and you've been just going the hell off, man, right? So, going into that in Psalm 141, keeping our mouth and, away from the evilness and wickedness and perverseness, right? Asking the Lord to kind of preserve us from that, man. Having temperance and control over our spirit and the words that we say, and also keeping us away from men that do work iniquity, right? That practice evil works, man, right? And just to touch on going into that, the end all be all in 2 Corinthians 5 and verse 10 on down, because all these things that you do, you're going to have to give an account for it, right? So I'm going to, go into this and close up with this through the Spirit. The 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 10, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. Knowing the terror, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto Yahweh, and I trust also are made manifest into your consciousness. But nevertheless, everything that we do, we don't have to give a judgment for, right? Those words that we say, right? those actions that we do, right, in the wickedness, rather good or bad, everything you do, you're gonna have to give an account for it, man. So brothers, watch and keep hold over their mouth and their feelings and their emotions, and move in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. With that, give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Shalom.